Joe Bologna is in Sins, and he co-stars with some of the great glamorous women of the ladies.
Joseph Bologna. Joe Bologna sounds like...
Sounds like a butcher on Front Street.
Sounds like easy sex.
Can't have that.
Joseph Bologna is classy. Joe Bologna, in comedies, I'm Joe Bologna.
Well,
this
speaking
is a dramatic
classy
part, so I'm Joseph Bologna. Maybe Joseph J. Bologna. How's that?
Joseph J. Bologna is one of the stars of Sins, and one of the classy groups of ladies surround you in this cast. Lauren Hutton, Joan Collins. What about working with these ladies? Did you feel blessed?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yeah. It was nice. First of all, of course, they're really nice people. Second of all, they're beautiful, and well, second of all, they're very talented, and third of all, they're beautiful. So it's that's.
And no accent.
Plus Paris, Nice, and Venice. So how could you not like it? What is not to?
What I want to find out, however, is that as a writer yourself, if you were going to write a satire on the subject of sins, that is to say, high fashion glamour worldwide, what are maybe some of the variations on this theme you would do as a writer?
On sins? Well, as a writer, I don't know if I would choose that topic because it's not really as a writer, what I'm interested in. And that's the fun of acting in something that you wouldn't write.
Would it be an easy target to satirize, though? Too easy, maybe?
To satirize, I don't have to see it first to tell you whether it's easier to satirize or not. I think when you do, I mean, the whole nature of these miniseries is difficult. I mean, to write, as a writer, I know what it is to write one screenplay. So to write the equivalent of 4 is enormous. And to have it come out with, with any kind of cohesion, it's an amazing, that's why I'm looking forward to seeing it.
But is it difficult not to find yourself maybe rewriting stuff while you're on the set, coming to it from the writer's perspective?
There's 2 ways. In one way, yes, I can rewrite things, and I often have. Not just indiscriminately. No, I'm going to rewrite this. I mean, and usually in conjunction with the director, with the writer. But on the other hand, I also have a great respect for the written word, being a writer myself. I know what goes into writing, so I try, what I try to do is to use that talent. If I see a problem, is to use that talent, that writer's head, to turn the writer on, to get him to think in a different way so that he could then expand what he's written, rather than me just coming in and saying, no, I don't want to do that, I want to do this.
But this is not to discount your work as an actor, and of course many of us just fell in love with you in My Favorite Year. We remember Sid Caesar, we remember those days. Did you bring a special affection to that role when you came to it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I grew up, I was a kid, I loved Sid Caesar. But I don't, when you act, I don't approach it that. It's a job. You go out there and you say, well, I got to make a character. I can't do Sid Caesar, because otherwise, they compare me to Sid Caesar, it's not going to work, because there's only one Sid Caesar. I have to make a person that people say, oh, that's Sid Caesar, but is it unique, and that's what I did. And that is the work that goes into it, is saying, oh, let me take a little Sid Caesar, let me take from myself, let me take from my friend Tony, let me take from this, let me take from that, let me take a little Jackie Gleason, and then you put it all together and make a character that works for that film. And then, if it works, everybody says that's Sid Caesar.
There's a Sid Caesar-ish quality.
That's right. Yeah. But because it works in the film, they say it's real. If it didn't work in the film, they'd say, even if I could have imitated Sid Caesar, but if it didn't work in the film, they would say that's nothing like Sid Caesar.
We've got just enough time to talk about one of my favorite subjects, sins. It also happens to be the title of the film that you're in for TV. What are the sins that we're talking about in this story?
I don't know, but in the middle of a love scene with Joan Collins, I said to her, "What's my sin again?"
Was it a multiple choice question?
The sins that we're talking about, I just think it's about people who are human, and they're human sins.
Best kind.
I guess the best kind. Exactly. If you got to commit any, you might as well commit those.
Would you look right into that lens and invite our viewers in Kansas City to see you in Sins?
Kansas City, I know you're a very, very straight, religious people. I know you take things seriously, and you're good people. Otherwise, your team wouldn't have won the World Series this year. See, God took care of you. So therefore, it's no sin for you people to watch Sins.